Hey guys, today I wanted to do a video about the things you need to study online or to study online part-time. I think it might apply to a few different things, but that's the experience that I have. If you don't know, a bit of a disclaimer, I think most of you might know, but I know some people come from like other places, they've never seen any of my videos. So I'm doing a degree with the Open University in mathematics and physics, and I do work full-time at the same time that I do that, so it's part-time online. I get a bunch of questions about how long it takes to study on all those videos that I do about this degree, and I feel like it varies, but I want to give you some tips and give you some, I don't know, insider knowledge, I guess, on what I do and things that you need. So obviously in terms of materials, the things you need is a computer because it's going to be online with internet access, because sometimes you don't really have books, you have all the lessons online. So that's going to be very helpful. At the same time, if you have a tablet or a smartphone where you can download all those contents as well, that'd be great because you can read it on your way to work, on your way wherever you're going that you have to go. So a computer is completely essential to have, and if you don't have a good computer, I know some people on this degree, because we have chats on groups and stuff on Facebook, I know some people didn't have a computer before that and they bought like a small one, like a notebook, Chromebook, whatever they call them right now, and those are good enough. You just need to have Word on them. They do have, at the Open University, they have like a sort of thing that's like Microsoft Office, but it's the Open University, and you can make like documents like Word and like Excel on them. I don't think they're as good, but if you don't have the money to pay for Word or whatever else you might need, or Pages, well, that comes with a MacBook, but you know what I mean. They have other options for that. That's basically what you need in terms of computer and software. You just need to have a computer with Microsoft Office. I think that's all you need, unless you're doing some other modules like me. I'm doing some math stuff that requires to download some other like mathematic programs and stuff, but that's a bit more specific to the one that I'm doing. You obviously need materials such as notebooks, pens, etc., and a lot of paper, because you might need to, sometimes you have to do Word online and send those documents online, but sometimes you need to write them down by hand, and it's a requirement to do it by hand, which also means you need a scanner or a printer. Obviously you can go to a library or to somewhere else where you can do this. I personally have a printer scanner at home, and I find it a lot more useful to have. I talked about this in my apps for students, but there's this thing called Adobe Scan. It's completely free, and you just take a picture of your paper and it's on your phone as a scanned document. So instead of buying a printer or a scanner, if you need to scan things but you don't necessarily need to print, let's say you need to do assignments but you don't need anything printed, you just need to scan what you wrote, then having that is going to save you a lot of money on buying a scanner or going somewhere to scan your documents. You just take a picture of it and it's completely fine. It looks like you scanned it. In terms of time, this is very different for everyone, and they do have like a bit of an average time that you might take to study, but it all comes down to you. If you know you study fast, then you might need less time, but I would recommend, and this is not in terms of timing but in terms of frequency that you study, I recommend you study each day. And I know that's completely crazy and you might not want to do it and you're like, that's not really gonna happen, but even if that means reading a page for a day, reading a page in your commute, something like that, in terms of timing, that's gonna help you a lot, because it's not about how much you do, which it kind of might be, but for me it's about not forgetting that I'm doing stuff with it, not getting out of that mindset of studying. So if I do it each day, even if it's just reading a couple pages on my commute, or reading back my notes, or reading back my problems that I did, or whatever it is that I do, if I do a little bit each day, I'm just in that mindset of studying. It's easier to get into that mindset when you're gonna do a lot if you've done a little bit each day, than not doing anything for the week and then doing like 6 hours on the weekend. You're gonna find it a lot more difficult because you don't remember things. You're gonna have to go back and spend an hour reminding yourself of what you did last week and things like that, if that makes any sense. So in terms of timing, for me it's not about how much time you do each day, which I will say because you guys are really interested. If ideally I would like to do 2 hours a day, on the week and then do a few more hours on the weekend each day. But ideally I would do 2 hours each day. Sometimes it's just 1 hour a day. And that's okay, because at least I'm doing something each day, and for me that's the most important thing. In terms of mindsets, and I know this is a bit more abstract, I guess, but you need dedication. And you know, if you're doing a degree and you're paying money, because it's a lot of money, to do an online degree, you need to know that you're doing it for a reason. If you don't have a reason to do it, you might as well not be doing it, because it's a lot of money and you're gonna be like, I don't feel like doing this right now. If you don't have dedication and a reason for it, you're not gonna complete it, you're not gonna get good grades, and I don't know, I feel like for me it's something that I want to do professionally, ideally in the future. So I do want to get good grades, I do want to do it very good, like a normal degree. Like it's an online degree, but it is a degree. At the end of the day, you're gonna get a degree with a diploma and everything, just like everyone else. So even though it is an online degree, and I feel like that has a connotation of not as important or not as time consuming, it is. And I feel like it shows a lot, and not just saying this for myself, but I feel like as a future employer, it says a lot that you're doing a degree that you love at the same time that you're studying, or that you're working, I mean. It says a lot about the person, that even though you could just study, or you could not even do it, because I personally already have a degree, so I could just not bother and not do it and be like, okay, I'm just doing marketing my whole life. But I feel like in terms of a future employer looking at your CV, they're gonna be like, okay, this person is dedicated and they got this grade at the same time they were working, because this is something they really love. So I feel like doing an online degree, even though some people feel like it's not as good as a normal degree, or not as, the reputation isn't as good, and that is true, but I feel like some people might know that you're doing it for a reason. That's a really good reason. That's because you love it, because you want to get somewhere with it, but you know you still have to work at the same time, and you've struggled to combine both things in your daily life and to manage your time. And I feel like that says a lot already for your CV and for a future employer. And yeah, I don't feel like you need that much to do an online degree. I feel like even though that was the last part of the things that I did, and I started with material things, I do think the most important thing you need is that dedication and that ambition, I guess, to actually go ahead and do it. That's the most important thing. If you have that passion, if you want to do it, go for it, do it. If you are watching this video because you're not sure if you want to study online or not, go ahead and do it. I feel like if you are already thinking about it, it's because you have that level of passion for it, and there's something in your life that you want to do that might change, I don't know, your career or whatever else that it is, or maybe because you just like that topic. And I personally am having a really good experience with it, so I definitely recommend it to anyone. If you are not sure about it, then yeah, that's my personal experience and my personal thoughts. I really hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos about my degree and things like that, and I will see you guys later with another video. Bye!